Oh, we love it.
Oh,
Bedouin
wow.
Soundclash. We're so happy they're back, D.
Yeah. And
9 year
you're like,
hiatus.
wait a minute, they're Canadian?
I'm embarrassed I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They're Canadian.
They are. They met at Queen's University. It's great. So Bedouin Soundclash back after a 9-year hiatus. This is great. We sat down. I can't say that word. Hiatus. We sat down and chatted. It was their first interview in 9 years. So exciting. We got them first. We kicked it. Of course, they formed in 2001. That song, a massive hit in 2004. Anybody that went to college, university at that time, even if you go hear live music now, people will cover that song. A huge radio hit. Walls Fall Down. That was another big hit for them in 2007. Fifth studio album. It's called Mass. It comes out this Friday. And as mentioned, they met at Queen's University. Didn't know if they would be friends, but some other people did. Take a listen to this.
And it goes down through the bloodline, and it drinks so far, couldn't tell the truth from the lie.
Did you ever think that it would lead to all of this?
No, but our moms did.
Really?
Yeah.
Our moms met first.
Oh,
Moms
really?
met first.
Like the first day we started hanging out, and we just kept hanging out since then. The music part of it, I mean, I think you probably had more of a sense that we might be able to get to a position like this than I did. Not because I didn't think that we had the ability, but just because I didn't ever conceive of myself being in that position before.
Yeah.
So
I got to university and I was like, man, this place is kind of boring. It feels really like safe. And I was going to leave, and then I met Eon and we became friends, and then I saw him play bass, and I never heard anyone play like him. I still haven't. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to transfer out to go to art school. I'll take a chance on this. But now I just have to write good songs to make Eon believe he could be a musician in this band.
This. I love this story, and the moms
Yeah,
knew.
so Queen's University, moving in first year, and their moms met in the elevator and stuff and started talking. Before these two met, they lived across the hall from each other, and they're two very different guys. So coming from two different backgrounds as well, the music influences they had in their lives were very different. But they talk about how they take those and kind of mash them together, and that's what their sound is all about.
One of the great things about music is it's universal, and I think that's an important thing to remember, especially now. And my favorite records when I was growing up were people who were cross-pollinating ideas. I come from more of a punk angle. Eon comes from more of the reggae side of it, and that coming together is where you create something new, and I think that, and it's a positive thing. When you go to New Orleans, there's all these things mixing together, and the thing that I find exciting is always when you can take two things that may not go together. You know, this can't go together with that, and you put them together, and you create something totally new. Sometimes, and it's incredible. You know, that to me is what music's all about.
Clash.
Yeah, the
there
sound
it
clash.
is. The two different sounds clashing, creating harmony.
It is great, and so they recorded. I was going to say film. They recorded the entire album in New Orleans, and they used the Preservation Hall Jazz Band and the Children of St. James Music Academy from Vancouver, where Jay is currently living. He's out on the West Coast now, and he used to teach there. So he brought these kids that have all grown up. He taught there like years and years ago. Now they're in their 20s, and he brought them in the studio to help out with this album. Their fifth studio album was mentioned. Jay and Eon. They talk about, you know, just being in New Orleans and that sound, that big band sound. It's a little more jazz, or a little more Afro-pop and electronics. A different sound for them musically as well in this album.
We usually would get into a jam space and we'd be playing songs for 15 hours a day and working them out, and when we'd be playing them live on the road. This one, it was like, I'm sitting in my apartment in Vancouver, and Eon's out here in Toronto, and we're sending stuff. You know, you think differently when you're working on a computer and you have it in front of you. And you can hear it with the way songs are nowadays. People are writing differently because they can problem solve differently. And there's good parts to that, and there's bad parts. But I'd say this record probably has more of those elements on it.
I'm all about it. Do you love this album?
Love the album, and again, it's a different sound for them, which I think is fantastic, and I think you'll like it.
Yeah,
just
I
the
like it.
sounds are different. It's worldly. You know, it's like world music. It's what they're doing. They're bringing it all together. And I addressed the elephant in the room with them right away, too. I was like, listen, 9 years, you guys haven't, you know, kind of been seen together. You did a couple gigs here and there. Was there any bad blood? Because that's what people will say right away. Did you break up? and they didn't. They just wanted to do their own thing. They needed a break from, they toured a ton, and that song, When the Night Feels My Song, 2004, that was massive.
It was a monster.
It was a monster, and they toured like crazy. So they just needed a break from all of that.
And it worked because you can hear their beautiful music. They're all ready to come back to the table. New Orleans is a hotbed for music and jazz infusions, and I love that it's all their stories and history coming together to do it all over again. So it's called Mass, and it's out
on Friday. The cool thing is they're touring in the UK this month, and we're allowed. Ren, am I allowed to announce it?
Let's ask one of the producers. Oh, not sure. Okay, so you know what we'll do? If we're allowed to announce it, we will put it on our breakfasttelevision.ca.
I think we're allowed to.
Let's just do that to be safe.
I'm just gonna do it, and they can get mad at me.
Okay, do it.
They're gonna be touring Canada starting in January. There you go.
There it is.
So get ready for that. You're gonna see Bedouin Soundclash. Boom. That's
Thanks,
it.
Steve.
Congrats on the new album, guys.
We'll be back with more BT right after this. It's good news. We had to share it.
It's great news. Yeah.